Take your seats, jury, because tonight the government is its own star witness. The Department of Homeland Security has a phrase it repeats about immigration enforcement: the worst of the worst. Over the 4th of July weekend, it put that phrase in a headline, in capital letters, over a wave of arrests. Tonight, we are going to test the label the way this court tests everything, against the record. And the record in this case was written by the government itself. The charges, exactly as published. The DHS headline: worst of the worst. ICE arrests murderers, pedophiles, rapists. And days earlier, the department's statistic: nearly 70% of ICE arrests are of people charged or convicted of a crime. The words draw a picture of a system aimed squarely at the most dangerous people in the country. Hold that picture. Exhibits, please. Exhibit A, and it comes from inside the building. Figures from ICE's own detention system, captured in a November 15th snapshot and obtained by the Cato Institute, analyzed by David Beer, Cato's Director of Immigration Studies. Of the people actually held in ICE detention, 73% had no criminal conviction at all, about 22% had a conviction for a non-violent offense, and 5% had a conviction for a violent crime. Look at the chart, jury. Murderers, pedophiles, rapists describes a real but small slice of who is actually in the building. Now, precision, because this court does not do gotchas. The two numbers are not strictly in flat contradiction, and you deserve to know why. The department's nearly 70% counts anyone charged, and immigration offenses count as charges. It also measures the flow of arrests, who came in the door this month. The conviction data measures the stock, who is actually sitting in detention on a given day. Both can be true at once. What neither number supports is the label. A detained population that is 73% unconvicted of anything is not, as a whole, the worst of the worst. And the corroboration reads the same way. The American Immigration Council ran the same ICE data and found nearly half of detainees had no conviction and no pending criminal charge of any kind. Factcheck.org, watching the arrest side, documented that as ICE arrests increased, a rising share of the people arrested had no United States criminal record at all. 3 independent reads, 1 picture. The dangerous are in the system, and they are outnumbered roughly 15-1 by people convicted of nothing. Cross-examination, and the defense gets its due. The enforcement is real, and so are the genuinely dangerous people caught inside it. There are murderers in ICE custody. There are rapists. Every one of them, the data counts inside that 5%, and nobody on this desk is arguing they should walk. If the department's headline had said, including some of the worst, that would be salesmanship and defensible. The claim it actually makes is that the worst are the rule. Its own numbers make them the exception. So why does the label matter this much? Because the worst of the worst is not decoration. It is the moral license for the whole drive. It is what justifies arrests at speed, detention without bond, and a public asked not to look too closely, because surely everyone swept up is a killer. The image of the rapist does the arguing, and the 73% convicted of nothing stay out of the frame the slogan builds. That is who benefits, a mandate that would shrink on contact with its own spreadsheet. And the cost sits with the people inside that 73%. Detainees a court has convicted of no crime, held under a policy sold to you as targeting the most dangerous people alive. Plus one more casualty, jury, the debate itself. You cannot decide what enforcement should look like when the enforcing agency's own description of who it holds is contradicted by the enforcing agency's own data. The verdict? Misleading, by the government's own hand. By ICE's own data, the worst of the worst is 73% people convicted of nothing and 5% convicted of violence. The label is not describing the people in detention. It is describing what the policy needs you to believe about them. When the label and the ledger disagree, believe the ledger. Court stands in recess. I'm Madeline, and this is Pixel Politics.